Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy. My husband is Paul. We are so happy you are with us today. Starting off my day by feeding my sourdough starter because we need to make some bread. I've got 100 grams of cold starter in here, and because I think starter just rises better with a little organic rye flour, I'm going to feed it with about 20 grams of rye flour and then 80 grams of all-purpose. So 100 grams of flour altogether. And now 100 grams of slightly warm water as well. And now I'm just going to give this a good mix and set it aside. I set the sourdough to the side and it's going to rise, and I will bake bread sometime later today. Slow, easy morning, which is just wonderful for us. Before we get right into this video, I know so many of you have asked to get outside and see how our flowers are doing and our garden, and we're going to show you this right now. Just a brief glimpse. Take a deep breath, enjoy, relax. Let's just see how beautiful nature can take care of us. It seems as if our Rose of Sharon have just bloomed overnight. My hanging basket continues to just give us glorious color. The butterflies love these so much. Snowballs are everywhere. Nothing makes me happier than being able to bring a little bit of outside's beauty into our home. Just a simple snowball bouquet on the kitchen table brings so much light and joy into the home. The flowers have just been so beautiful this season. And later on in the video, we will show you how our container gardens are doing as well, where we are growing our vegetables and our herbs. So that will come a little later in the video. We just wanted to start the video out just with some beauty and peace. So let's get right into today's video. We're going to be sharing 5 ways that we stopped ourselves from spending and what we did instead. Our lives are busy right now, but in that busyness, we are still taking the areas that we can and creating them to be a slow and intentional part of our lives. Sometimes we are human. Our wants get in the way of our needs. And we're just going to share a couple of those and what we did to kind of calm ourselves, quench that feeling that we needed to spend, and what we did instead. Let's start first with something I was struggling with the other day. We have pine tongue and groove walls in our living room. So that gives a little bit of warmth to the room, which in the colder weather we love. We have a light colored carpet, but our furniture is a little heavy. Let me explain what I'm talking about and let me show you what we did. Here in New York, we have about 3 months of warm weather. The rest is cool or downright freezing cold. Our furniture tends to be a darker color and heavier because that just seems to go with colder weather. But this time of year, I get so restless with it that I was actually saying to Paul, let's get a new couch This is just so heavy for summer and the warmer months. What I had were these heavy buffalo check pillow covers. And for autumn and winter, these are gorgeous, and it just gives you that Christmassy vibe, really pretty. But I was just like, I can't do this. What am I going to do? We need a new couch. This is what I did. Did I buy new pillows? No. I bought new pillow covers from Amazon. They are bright and it lightened up the whole couch. Just 2 little pops of a cream color really helped. And for our settee, and we have had this settee for probably 20 years. I love it so much because the beautiful rattan on the bottom. So we have covered the cushions with a cover. And then just to keep reminding me how much we have, I got a simple cover for our lumbar pillow saying blessed. So for a minimal amount of money, we gave this room a little warm weather refresh. I just feel that those simple touches lightened the room just a bit, gave it a freshness and a newness when those feelings of discontent hit. When it comes to home furnishings or decor, shop your home or buy something minimal that will spark new comfort into your home. Another issue we were having was the battery in our Dodge Journey keeps dying. Now, if you have watched our videos in the past, you have seen Paul struggle with our battery not holding a charge. And just less than 2 years ago, we got a new car battery. The car battery was dying again, and Paul was going out and having to charge it like every other day. Well, let's see how we fix this economically and thinking it through, and Paul for the win on this one.
Did you guys catch the video where I had to change the battery in my car and I couldn't find the battery? It was pretty funny. It's not under the hood like any other car. It's under the bumper, so it's really hard to get to. Anyway, I had a battery problem come up again, and I did some research, and this is what I found. And lo and behold, this little part, a 10 amp fuse that's located, believe it or not, underneath the dashboard where you can't get to it. That little part was causing a draw on the battery that would make the battery deplete and die. It was amazing. I looked into it, and sure enough, this was the problem. I pulled this fuse out, and guess what? No more problems. So that little dollar fuse operates a module for hands-free telephone. I don't use it. I never have used it. I don't use the vehicle very much. It sits a lot. The battery definitely gets depleted from other sensors, like looking for the key fob 24 hours a day and adjusting the flaps for the temperature control. But this little device really drained the battery. So just pulling that fuse saved me $400 easy in a battery replacement for the car. I charged the battery up, and it's been running fine. We would go on vacation for a week and a half, come back, car starts right up. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not telling you to do this to your own car. Please, do not go and pull fuses out of your car trying to save a buck. Talk to your mechanic and do your research. It's important that you do your research. I don't look at just one video and go and do it. I look at 10 videos. And I find out that everybody's doing the same thing for my situation. Then I talked to my mechanic, and he said, try it. You're not going to hurt anything. Then I'm good to go. Definitely worked for me.
And we have had no trouble since he swapped that little, what was it?
That was a fuse.
That fuse out. That has just been a blessing. Where did he get most of his information to do this? YouTube. YouTube is such a wealth of information. And as Paul stated, look at several videos. Don't just look at one and go forward. And like he also said, always check with your mechanic before you do something like that. And now we're continuing to keep this real. The other day we were out on the road doing errands. I'm not even sure where we were going or what we were doing, but we were out. And I love cold coffee. Not warm coffee, but iced coffee, and not just regular iced coffee. I like it with some foam and I like it with some flavor, but I never treat myself. We never ever stop and buy a coffee because that will run you up anywhere between $5 to $8 to $10 for a real good specialty like caramel latte with foam. So what did I do instead? How did I save money? You are going to love this recipe. So let's turn this camera around, get into the kitchen, and let's make ourselves the most delicious iced coffee, fully loaded. This is a great summertime frugal swap. If you've ever gone to a coffee shop, you know how much iced coffee can cost. Now, I know that I can just make it with regular coffee, but I thought this would be fun. And it was on a clearance rack because the box was all smushed. It was marked down to $5.49. And before I get comments, oh my goodness, you spent $5.49 on 10 pods of coffee, that's about 50 cents a cup. But the way I do it, it comes out to about 18 cents a cup. Let me just show you how I make this. So I have my little tiny pod. Now, Paul does not use individual pods when he makes his coffee. He uses the refillable pods. We buy regular canned coffee and he puts it in there. So here we go. I've got one pod. I'm going to pop it in. Could make this over ice, but I am always afraid I'm going to crack the cup because the water comes out so hot. But what I'm going to do is just put it like this, and then I'll just refrigerate it till it cools. So let's make this cup first. So we have one very dark, large cup of coffee. But now let me show you what I'm going to do. This will definitely make me 2 cups. I'm using the exact same pod. You can see the little hole in it. And I'm now taking another mug of water, putting that in the back, because there is still so much flavor left in this pod, and I will show you that. Here we go. Look at that. That is running through the same pot again. So in all actuality, you could actually make 3 regular cups of iced coffee from that one pod. And that's exactly what I do. So I'm going to take these and chill them, and then I'm going to show you the yummy drink we're going to make. So I transferred that coffee to a mason jar and cooled it in the refrigerator. Look at how much that one pod made. So this is just going to be so delicious. First thing I'm going to do is take my glass, and you know who I am. Can you see that? That is a Mickey ice cube. So these are some trays we picked up years ago in Disney World. I'll probably do about that much coffee. I'm going to add a splash of milk. Give that a nice mix. Tiny drop of pure vanilla extract. Please remember that pure vanilla extract does have alcohol in it. And I'm going to add just a drop of some pure maple syrup. Give it a mix. Now what we're going to do is we're going to froth a little milk. So I'm going to pour a little milk in a glass. Now I'm going to add a little drop more of the pure maple syrup, because actually that will act as a stabilizer. Just a little bit. I have a little handheld frother here. I got it 75% off after Christmas because it was a stocking stuffer, and this was at CVS. So I paid like, I don't even know, I think $1 something for this because it was considered a stocking stuffer. So that worked great. And I'm just going to go in and we are just going to froth this milk. And now I'm just going to spoon this froth right on top. That maple syrup and the vanilla is such an amazing combination. Hey, listen, if it was September, this would be pumpkin pie spice, and don't think I didn't think about it. Just a simple sprinkle of cinnamon. Look at this beauty. All right, let's take a sip. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. So refreshing, so delicious. This probably costs maybe I don't even know, 25 cents. If you don't have a handheld frother like I just showed you, you could even use a whisk. It might take a little longer, but you'll still get the same results. Very refreshing, very delicious, and it's actually pretty too. The second thing that we were toying with this year is not burning firewood. With everything going on, firewood is a lot of work, but we have used it consistently for the last over 20 years to primarily heat our home down here in our living room and kitchen. So we were toying with the idea of, well, let's just go with full-on oil heat this year. Price of wood had gone up in our area too. So we had called a couple places and they were up there. They were about $300 a cord for wood. So we continued to call around, and lo and behold, we found somebody who cut it to the size we need, and they would deliver it inclusive in the price for $250 a cord for everything. And they would put it and dump it right in our driveway. Well, we talked about it, and Paul says, I'm up for it, because the majority of that stacking of the wood and bringing the wood in all winter really falls on Paul a lot of times. So he said, you know what, let's do it. Let's get 3 cords. We still had a cord left from last year. So this is what we did. It's that time again. Even though it is July, we have to start thinking about our winters here in New York. We just had 3 cords of wood delivered. Paul is stacking it. Look at this. And there's still more in our driveway that he has to stack. We'll be nice and warm for winter though. So we're super happy we made the decision to keep burning wood, and it is so much cheaper for us, especially December, January, and February, where it gets below freezing here in New York, and there is nothing like the heat that wood puts out in our wood burning stove. We took our time. We got it later in the season in July, but that's okay because we made an educated decision at that point instead of being impulsive and just saying, nope, we're not doing it. That's the end of it. So all in all, we're thrilled with that decision. We have been having problems with our television. I know it's like everything at once, but these issues are nothing. They are so minimal. And by just being slow and intentional, we've been able to deal with each and every one of them in a very economical way. So our TV has been not working right. The remote won't work. The volume won't work. We're getting up and down like in the old days when you used to have to change channels and up and down the volume at the TV set. Well, that's what we've been doing. Our TV is not a smart TV. We've had our TV for over 20 years, and we just have a Roku device with it. So we thought maybe it was the Roku device that was having problems, but Paul figured it out, and this is what he did.
So we have a Roku, that's your basic Roku remote control, and we have, of course, the 1990s television remote control. Look at this thing. You know, can't lose that, can you? What happened is this little device is supposed to take over everything. Volume, pause, play. This is supposed to do everything. Sometimes, for some reason, it loses its memory, and I can't figure out why. It'll work on Roku, but it won't work on the television. Or it'll work on the television and it won't work on Roku. So I'm changing batteries and I'm going back and forth trying to figure it out. I'm sitting here trying to program this. It has like this little button underneath the battery box. You got to press it, wait for a light to blink, hold it like this, hold this like that. You know, nothing is working. Sometimes it would come on for maybe about an hour and then boom, back to it wasn't working. I said to myself, you know what? I think it's time for a new TV. This thing has got to be 20 something years old. It was a floor model, which worked great. It's got a great picture. It's only a 42 inch, flat screen, but it's LED. it serves our purpose. It's great. Why replace something if it's not broken? Well, we can't use it. We've got to keep going up and try to, figure out how to turn the volume up or try to change channels, whatever. We were going to go out and buy a new TV. Finally, I said, let me try one more thing. So I got off the couch and I took the remote control and I reset the TV remote control right here, just like this. And then I took the Roku remote control, same thing with the Roku, right here. So here I am, the wizard programming everything, and it worked. Now we don't have to worry about getting up and buying a new TV set because I just decided to try this. Let's see if it works now. Look at that. Is there volume? Yes, there is. So everything seems to be working. Amazing.
So we swapped out Paul actually fixing and syncing the TV with our remote. Ask how it became unsynced. No one is sure, but the TV is fine. It works great. And we were this close to buying a new TV. Honestly, we're trying so hard not to take the easy way out on these type of things. And if it was a necessity, of course, but a TV, we just plugged on till we figured it out. Well, not we, till Paul figured it out. So that was just so wonderful. We're hoping that you are seeing how a slow, intentional life can really save you money by not just being impulsive. Just a quick break to get outside to show you how well our container garden is doing and how we're actually, well, it is mid-July, getting produce and herbs into our home. Our vegetable garden is starting to produce. Here we have little delicious cherry tomatoes. We have an abundance of Cubanelle peppers coming in. Our jalapeno peppers are starting to produce. It's been a wonderful garden year so far. Through these 5 examples, we have saved ourselves a tremendous amount of money by just slowing down, swapping out the easy way for, yes, a way that may be a little bit more intricate, may take a little bit more time, but in the end, it is the frugal way, the way that is true to who we are. We are just so thankful for the time we can take to just investigate solutions instead of just throwing money at these situations that creep up on us. So we hope that was encouraging to you. Today's question of the day: within the last month, what have you done to solve a situation, a craving, a discontented feeling, other than spend big money on it? Please share that with us down below, because I know it will encourage Paul and I am sure it will encourage our viewers as well. And that is a great way to save money, by learning from each other. Now, also, we want to give a quick shout out to Allison and her hubby, who we ran into at none other place than Costco. If you all see us, come up to us and say hello. We love to meet our viewers. And Allison, and I apologize for not remembering your hubby's name, but it was an absolute joy to meet you both. Thank you for coming up to us. Thank you again for spending this time with us. We ask that you take a minute. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Come on in and be part of our frugal family. We ask you to be well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God greatly bless you.